All right, I gotta make sure I'm going hard now, though. But look, vegetables, nuts, fruit, meat, poultry, seafood. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like when you start. Now, not saying I do that all the time, right? But you have to have some type of moderation to it, right? Like
Right.
people eat what they like. Like, look. So this is what I do, right? If you go to a grocery store, I look at everybody's cart. Everybody's cart is like frozen pizza, hot pockets, cookies, chips, canned vegetables, which has a lot of sodium. You know, like stuff like that. But this is how they eat. They don't even think about it. Pasta, spaghetti, sauces, right? But like food is nuts, veggies, meats, fruits, stuff like that. Like people be like, I'm like people like I'm eating canned peaches, I'm healthy. No, you're not. Like canned peaches have more sugar than soda. You know what I'm saying? And that's my point, is that we don't even know how to eat. So everybody like, oh, I'm just eating this. And
I
this is why
think
I look like this.
I
And
think
like just to follow up on that point, it's about money too.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying.
so the U.S. we have an abundance of wheat and corn.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we got so much. We eat a lot of bread. We eat a lot of like you said, the grains in the pot.
Starches.
You
Right.
know, everything got, and we eating so much wheat and corn. But you can break wheat and corn down and then make anything out of
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and also, I mean, I think just time. You know, you cut off when you got on mute.
You mute. You mute. There you
my
go.
fellas. My son about to swim again, so I'm gonna run out and then run back in.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, cool.
So real quick, because they use small time. No, man, we'll go ahead and pick up on this later, man. We'll pick up on this. Let's do the rundown real quick so we
No,
can.
I mean because everybody go through it, man. Like I tell you right now, for me,
Mhm.
it's time for me. Like sometimes I'm disciplined and sometimes I'm
Yeah.
not. But
But that's
sometimes,
okay though,
but
right? Like at least you have some type of understanding to balance it out, though. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you ain't just go from 190 to 310 in 2 years, though. You know what I mean? Like you ain't letting it just. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah,
still have some type of awareness of it, though.
yeah. I still have some type of awareness, but it's just I think for most people too is like the pace is time. Time is one of the things that we can kind of control to a certain extent,
Hmm.
but it's about discipline. And the thing is, when
Right.
you got during the day, it's like, all right, you got so many things you're trying to do, you know, and trying to get everything done. It's like
Right.
where, and if you really want a good meal, you have to put time in making that good meal, you know,
Right.
and making sure you got all the stuff that you need
Right.
be
So,
processed and stuff.
so let me say this, right? You're right. You're 110% correct. That's why it has to be a lifestyle change. But if you
Yeah,
ask most people, right? Not saying you, but most people,
yeah, yeah,
if you go to someone, right? Like if you having a conversation at work with your friends or you talking to your boy, they'll tell you that they watched a whole season of Atlanta within that month. They'll tell you that they watched a whole season of
yeah.
Snowfall
They
was
made the time
like
for it.
in that month, right? So right, so you watch 30 hours of TV within 2 or 3 weeks, right? So right, it's just about right. Like time is one of them things where right, like you said, they made the time to do those things. You know what I'm saying? Like if you could binge a Netflix show in a day, you like it takes you 8 hours to binge a show. It only takes you an hour to go to the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
But you're
so
putting more, but you put in more energy. People like you putting more energy in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Than
right,
binging. And
right,
then
no,
when you're binging, you're not paying attention. You know, you're not paying attention. So you kind of munching on little things, small little things,
right,
thinking like, hey,
right.
I'm only having a little, a little,
Downtime,
yeah, little
right,
snacks here, snacks here. They
right.
say you spread out your snacks, but how many of the snacks are you eating a day? You know, but
Right, right. And the irony of that though is that the gym, when you're done for your dopamine energy and stuff, the gym will actually make you feel better after than you did if you binged and watched something. You know
Well,
what I mean?
well,
But it's just easy to fall into that habit because you're relaxed.
But I'm gonna tell you this, right? I don't know. Some people have this mind for it. So one time I went to the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had this nice workout, but I was like, I felt great, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the gym was right next to like a pizza parlor. I'm like, and pizza, I love pizza, right? So I'm out the gym. I just got this nice workout. Your mind instantly said, well, I just worked out, you know what I'm saying? So I lost a lot of my calories. What's a slice?
Right.
because the thing is, I bet you so it's what's also surrounding you. So like if I come out, right, and I have like a Smoothie King right next to me, or let's say Litos,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm if it was only Smoothie King, our majority would go to Smoothie King. Because it's like you look at your options, like I got a healthy option, and then I mean too much Smoothie King, of course, is not healthy, but
Right.
you know, you look at your option like pizza or Smoothie King, you start saying, let me go to Smoothie King. Like when you have those options ahead of you,
Yeah.
kind of like, but if you're not preparing yourself after the workout and you come out and you like, not saying that everybody does it, but if your options is fast food or processed food or quick foods,
Right.
like, man, dang, I just worked out, but then I gotta go do work or go somewhere else or take care of the kids, whatever. So you like, let me grab something to eat real quick. You know, that's just
Nah, it's definitely hard to do, like, because I probably eat 50-50, right? Unhealthy, healthy. But I'm conscious of it, so I do 50 healthy. But the thing that breaks me even is what I eat. You know, like when I go unhealthy, it's not completely unhealthy, and my activity level is high.
I was about to say, plus your activity.
Yeah, like I ride my bike.
Out, yeah.
Yeah, like I do.
Hey man,
30
we got something when you gonna ride it so I can get out and get my bike out.
All right, cool. Next time when the weather break, or if we get like a 65-degree day that just come out of nowhere, which is
But you gotta give me
days.
give me at least 3 hours ahead because I'm the distance that I gotta get to you.
That's true. I'll try to give you like a few days ahead. You know.
Yeah, and I gotta check my bike, make sure they got the air on the tires and stuff like that because I haven't ridden in a long time.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, let's go over this game day. You gonna read off the injuries?
Rodney sent the itinerary. Hold on one second. We was in here talking about
just life,
everything under the sun, right? Did Rodney did he posted the injury report, didn't he?
Yeah, it's the pre-games. I got the not expected to play. I'll start with the injury, but the not expected to play is Lamar Jackson, Kenneth Walker, DJ Dallas, and Damian Harris. And ruled out is Treylon Burks, Nico Collins from Houston, Brandon Cooks, Hayden Hurst, Cortland Sutton, Kadarius Toney, Jacoby Myers, and Rondell Moore. And then for today's game time decisions is Saquon Barkley, Zay Jones, Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs already played, right?
Yeah, he did. He played on Thursday.
And expected players, you got your Amari Cooper, Trevor Lawrence, DJ Metcalf, and Fournette.
Yeah, we get to that time of year, man, where like the waiver wire should be popping because
man,
you're getting a lot of injuries.
I don't know what's happening with Houston. I think they're doing I think players in Houston right now are like, man, I'm not trying to get hurt. I'm just trying to get ready for the all season.
Yeah,
because you got all those starters gone.
Yeah, man, and a lot of that too is like it's tanking, right? Like
and they're playing Dallas.
Yeah, exactly. But they want that number one pick, so I think if someone's 50-50, they gonna lean to the side of them sitting out. So I think that's
no. I'm talking about players.
Yeah.
I don't think players care about the number one pick or not.
Yeah, but I think a lot of them being ruled out though is coaching and GMs, right? Like if you got a bump or bruise or
I don't know, but I'm thinking that the players like, man,
really?
Nah, I ain't trying to go out there.
Players checking out? Nah, because players want to put something on tape, right? Especially if you're not a star. You know what I mean? like players want to put something on tape. I think it's the GMs and the medical staff and the coaches that are holding them out, yo. You know, because that's how you can tank without tanking, right? Like you can say, hey, you know that the players are going to always compete and try to win when they're on the field.
Oh yeah, they're always going to try to improve their resume.
Right. So you hold them out, and you let lesser players play. But we shall see. We shall see. Hey, it was a good game last week too, by the way, man.
Yeah, man. What, against you?
Yeah.
Like I told, were you on last
Nah, I wasn't.
So I was telling everybody. So for everybody who didn't hear, so I was playing Gene in our podcast Fantasy League, right? And Gene texts me and says, to congratulate me, right? But I was like, what? Because I don't never like when I looked at your score, you was already projected, but I looked at your players, and I already knew that I already lost, but not the score, but just your players that you had and the matchups you had. So when you told me, I was like, I'm normally.
You was like 60 points up though.
No, but it don't matter to because I'm looking at I don't look at projection points. I look at your matchups because the projection points is what is calculated, the algorithms and stuff like that. But a lot of times I look at matchup and I'm like, okay, your matchup looks better than my matchup, and I'm like already in my head, I'm already knowing I don't got a chance, right? So when you told me that, I'm like, nah, I don't seem right because I'm 90 to 85% always right when I'm looking at matchup, right? So I'm like, nah. So I look, I'm like, man, I am ahead. I'm like, why he saying that? But he still got 4 players to play yet. And I'm like, then I looked at your 4 players. I'm like, they're all Dallas players. I'm like, what the hell? I'm definitely gonna lose because they're playing the I forgot who they were playing, but they
were playing the Colts, and I had the defense. I had the defense in both of the running backs. Yeah, and the defense would really put me over.
I like you wasn't gonna play me with my getting my hopes up.
I thought it was over though, for real. I feel bad, but so what's?
But I didn't think I thought it was gonna be close to you, but I didn't think I was gonna win.
Right? Nah, definitely.
I definitely went over my projections. I definitely went over my projection, but I couldn't on my roster. I didn't have a matchup I didn't have nobody to squeak over. I had nobody to get over that Dallas defense. That's the only one I couldn't match up well was the Dallas defense. I had San Francisco defense and going against I forgot Miami? No. They were gonna get somebody, but I knew that you
it was Miami. It was Miami.
I knew you was gonna grab a whole bunch of points.
Yeah, nah, it was Miami. It was Miami. All
right, you got your notes up for the game slate?
Yeah, I got it up. I don't know what order you want to go in though, but I got my own notes up.
Yeah, just go in the order you want. I got Rodney's list.
Yeah, we're gonna start with the Jets and the Bills.
Sure. Let me look.
All right, Buffalo over 9.9 favorite. Take some play calling. What you think about this one, man? Buffalo, the Jets.
I got the Jets winning.
You got the Jets winning the game?
Yeah, I got them winning again.
Really?
Yeah, they won the first one.
Oh wow! What do you think, Mike White as a
So I like what he's doing. He's honestly, man. What I've noticed this whole season, which has been weird, has been the backups has been doing really well. Coming in for some of these high-ranked first rounders, right? And the only difference between them is because second round, the backups are basically just doing what the coaches ask. Just distribute to these guys. Don't do these extra. And those guys don't have that much pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They always say, hey, I always was a backup. So, what's the pressure? Like, I'm not the number 1 pick. I'm not a first round pick. I don't have to live up to the first round hype, whatever. So they can have opportunities to make mistakes. When you got Mike White, man, Mike White did well last year when he stepped in. Plus, he actually has a lot of weapons. Like I look at a lot of people oversleeping on just talent, but they have talent on the receiving end. And what they do is they have receivers now, running backs, and tight ends. All Mike White has to do is just get it to their hands. they're the same type of offense as San Francisco, Green Bay, Miami. All they need to do is just give it to their hands. So Mike White knows that. Coach Saleh said, "Hey, just do what we ask you." Zach, I don't know what he was doing, man. He was just trying too much. I don't know, but if he does if he just gives it to those playmakers, they got the chance to win. And their defense is mostly why I'm picking the Jets. It's because they got 2 shutdown corners, and they got a D line. That's what I see from this game.
Right. So the Jets are healthy for the most part.
Yep.
I think Corey Davis comes back, right?
Yeah, Corey Davis. I didn't see Corey Davis on my list.
I think George Fan, DJ Reed.
You got all the running backs from committee are coming back. So
yeah. So like, who did you play? Like, who do you like on offense for the Jets for this game, or do you like anybody against the Bills?
Yep. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with Jets first. With Jets, I like Garrett Wilson. I like Michael Carter on this one. I think Knight, the new running back, I think he'll do all right. But my guys that I'm really looking at is Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, and Michael Carter on offense for Jets. Okay. And maybe Elijah Moore. I'm not sure about that. I'm like 50% on that. But for the Bills side, I see, of course, you're going to have Stephon Diggs. I think Allen's going to do okay, but I think he's going to be pedestrian because that D-line is going to get at him and pester him a little bit.
Okay.
I see part of me want to say that James Cook is going to have like maybe a 10-point game, fantasy points, 10, 12 fantasy points. I think he's going to have about maybe 40 yards, 50 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. So what you think?
Yeah, this should be interesting because we're gonna see how good the Jets defense, really is. Allen hasn't been himself the last couple of weeks, posting pedestrian numbers, man. But I think that you always want to start Allen. You can't really
got to, man. It's like crazy.
Yeah, Diggs is a must play, of course. But other than that, though, like Knox hasn't been doing anything. I don't think he had a catch last game. His target's been way down. So dealing with Knox, dealing with the running back situation, they've been putting up numbers the last couple of weeks, but I don't know if you can really depend on them against the Jets defense. So yeah, my only plays in that game would be Allen and Diggs, man.
What about Gabe Davis?
Yeah, definitely Gabe. But the problem is, I feel like one or the other is going to go off, right? And you just got to pick which like one is going to be.
Diggs is gonna get most of the targets.
Davis and Diggs. So
did y'all talk about Cook?
James Cook?
Yeah,
I did, but you can go ahead and go further with that.
Nah, I mean, I just think he a sneaky play DFS this week. He had, based on especially in 4-point PPR, the way they was using him last time for just like short passes. But I think that replaced the short passes to Knox, maybe. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I got him in the ups.
Yeah, don't be tipping your hand on your own DraftKings lineup. Remember, we still got to play.
But hey, well, you got one. I think I got him in there. On that. I feel like we're gonna have the same lineup again.
I'm gonna try to spice it up this week. Yeah. I got to win back that money, man.
Whoever. Regardless, Rodney can't win. Gene, you gotta get in there, man.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about that the other day when I saw y'all texting when y'all was going back and forth. I was like, yo, why ain't been in
Actually, it's been fun, man. Just keeping an eye on how y'all thinking and stuff, and like what we talked about last week. What Terrence said, like honestly, a lot of stuff is being implemented in our back of our minds. So like,
right,
automatically you're thinking the same way because you keep hearing it, constantly seeing, just like people branding stuff like McDonald's. You see McDonald's, like, hey, they're bringing back the Big Mac, but it's always been there.
Right. Like rib, the rib sandwich. Yo, hold on real quick. You gotta be sidetracked. We gotta run the slate. So real quick, I heard 2 youngins coming outside of Target yesterday. He was like, yo, man, have like you ever had a Donald rib sandwich? And then he was like, yeah, I think I had it. I was like, dang, I'm old, yo. like, yo, they're like it was something brand new. Like it was like.
Well, I mean, they don't sell it. They bring it back, you know.
Yeah, they bring like
Bring
every
here
10
and there.
years or so. Every 20 years they bring that thing back. But all right, let's like move on to the next slate, man. We got the Browns and the Bengals, man. The Bengals favored by 5.5, man. Browns, of course, you got your man Deshaun Watson back. Didn't do too well last week. Put up a stinker. Amari Cooper is questionable with a hip. Hayden Hurst is out for the Bengals. How do y'all see this one going? Like from the Brown standpoint, yo. Like what y'all think about Deshaun Watson moving forward?
Who want to go? Terrence, you want to go first, or you?
I mean, I'm down on Deshaun Watson pretty much for the rest of the year. I don't really think. I think they're just getting him in, getting him back acclimated. You might see a couple flashes of old Deshaun, but I don't see it happening at this late in the season with the defenses already. I think at the beginning of the season, defense is still trying to figure it out. But now the defenses, they seem to be in sync, around this time in December, and it's more about the run game and the defense. I don't see Deshaun Watson doing a whole lot. That's just my opinion. They would have lost that game against Houston if it wasn't for the defense scoring 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
My take on that is that I think this you gotta add the psyche on it. I think he's gonna be like a Tiger Woods kind of type of situation where I think he's just like mainstream from everybody. So like he's gonna hear it everywhere. I think the psyche of him trying to overcome that to get back to his old self it's gonna take him a while. So like the rest of the year, I don't think. Honestly, I don't think I wouldn't started him the rest of the year. I would have kept with Brissett because now he's going to change the dynamic of the rhythm of the team. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's going to look at him like, "Hey, you're supposed to be here," but he may think that he's there, but psyche-wise, he's out on his psyche. I think is just out of place right now.
Yeah.
He does not look at all like he was like a couple years ago.
Yeah, no, definitely. And from the running back standpoint, Nick Chubb, he hasn't been like, he's been doing well, but he hasn't been like killing it like he probably as like a top 5 pick that some people probably drafted him as. Like he had 8 points last week. He only totaled 80 yards on 17 attempts. He had 18 points, which is pretty good the week before on 116, and he had a touch. But you go back like to November 20th, he only had 5 fantasy points that week, 11 the week before. So he's kind of been moderate at best the last 4 weeks. So
that's the wear and tear, and the defense finally catching up. That's. Yeah. I think Hunt might go up because the wear and tear, and now you got a different style of running back.
Right.
They might play him a little bit more, but for the Cincinnati side, I think with P. Ryan and Mixon, Mixon coming off the concussion, whatever. They're going to definitely mix it up a little bit more. I think P. Ryan showed enough where he can, do running back by committee, and they ain't got to put too much on Mixon. What
do you think the split going to be? You think it's going to be more 50-50?
I think P. Ryan just going to catch out the backfield a lot, right? Mixon going to get most of the.
I think right now they're going to bring him back slowly. So I think P. Ryan's going to be like maybe 60% and then 40% to Mixon.
Okay.
I mean, I would think that because he's just coming off concussion. You're trying to get to a playoff rush. You're going against Cleveland. P. Ryan's on a groove right now. Like just keep running a hot hand, and then gradually put him in.
Yeah, you got, and of course, Burrow and Chase is Burrow and Chase, right? It's nowhere to go. Must plays.
But Cleveland had a good defense, though. I mean,
yeah, but it's Burrow and Chase, though. You know what I mean? Like that's just, Chase came back. What did Chase come back with last week? What was his numbers? My bad. I'm slow on the groove, but he had a pretty good week last week to be missing. What did he miss? Like 6 weeks or 6 days?
Yeah, 6 weeks, whatever.
Yeah.
He had a hip injury though. I think it's gonna take one more game and then he'll be back to normal.
Yeah, I was worried about that. Maybe it's my age showing my old Bo Jackson nervousness, but every time I hit a hip, man, I think I think the career might be over something.
Yep, first thing I thought so too.
All right, so we're gonna move on to a bomb burner, man. The Texans and the Cowboys, yo. Like that one, man. That's ugly, man. You got the Texans as we talked about early. Nico Collins is on the
he's out.
Brandon Cooks. From the defensive standpoint, which some need to be mentioned, but Derek Stingley is out. Mario Addison. Yeah, they got a lot of injuries. It's nobody worth talking about on their offense, right?
And they went back to Mills. They benched Anderson and went back to Mills.
Oh, they went back to Mills?
Yeah. Last week Mills came back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it last week? Yeah.
Yeah, so he's about to start this week. Hey, I know. Look, I'm about to be clown for this one, right? But I'm starting to get into the DraftKings betting. You know, the parlays and stuff like that. So I'm not really. I don't really understand it too much because I go by feel. So I'm trying to get my mind frame to change that. So with this game, right, I'm gonna give you the example. So it says -17, Dallas -17. I don't understand what -17 mean. Is it -17 points?
Yeah.
What? -17.
So Dallas is favored by 17.
By 17 plus. So scoring 17 more than the other team, right? So 17
if you do 17, so and Terrence should know this better than me, but if you get right on 17, it's a push, right, Terrence?
It depends on the site. It depends on
because I think the game is going to be 45.
House, some site is a push. So
I think the game is going to be like 45-0. No, I'm dead serious. 45-0. So what would that mean?
That would mean that if you pick Dallas if you pick the Texans plus the points, then you will lose. Because if you choose the Texans, they have to lose by less than 17 or win. Right? So for example, if you pick the Texans, right, and if you pick them in your parlay, and they were getting 17, right? So that means that they're getting 17. So if
what do you mean they're getting 17?
So
they got to lose by 17 points.
No, they have to lose within 17. So if they lose 36-20, right?
Yeah.
Then you win. Then you win.
He's saying he want to choose Dallas. He thinks.
No, I want to choose Dallas, but I don't see Dallas going 17. I think they're going to get 45 points.
So if you choose Dallas, yes. Then if Dallas wins, so Dallas has to win by 17 or more than 17. Yes.
Right.
So you know, on the Maryland betting, they got the minus points, and then they got the over and under. Right. So the over, I think, is over/under is like over 42 points, I think, or whatever. Right. So I would probably pick that one instead of picking.
Instead of pick the spread.
The spread.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm asking.
Yeah, I disagree. I wouldn't. For me, I could see this game being 28-3. You know what I mean?
Then you're under.
Well, yeah, I like the under because I don't know where Houston offense is going to come from, and I can see it getting out of control in the first half, and then Dallas slowing down. You know what I mean? So I don't really like the over in this game because I don't think Houston going to put up points like that with so many offensive players out and with Dallas defense being so good. So yeah,
Would you go the over and under though?
Nah, he said he wouldn't.
Why? You don't think Dallas gonna run 45 points on them?
Nah, it's just hard, man. It's the NFL. Like, I mean, they do it, but it's like because they could go up 28-0 in the third and then start.
You think Houston defense is good enough to?
But see, Jose, when you do that, when you gambling, right, and like it's a lot that goes into that, right? Like you could be up 28-0, right, and then you could just take your foot off the gas.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot.
Yeah, but it's a lot to slow down. it's a lot to slow down touchdown. So I'm thinking about 5 touchdowns, right? 5 touchdowns. If they get up by 3, right, that's 21 points, and they can get 21 points in 1 quarter,
Right.
and then you telling them to slow down the rest of the way.
I mean, that's extreme. Like
I get what you're saying now. It's starting to hit me now. My bad. I just talked myself out of it. I got you. I got you on that.
Let's move to the Cowboy side real quick because we're moving at a snail's pace over here with these.
Right.
Real quick. All right. So the Cowboy side, we know Dak is a must play. Both the backs. If you got the backs, preferably you want to play them together if you have them, right? And anybody disagree with that or?
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, and of course, Lamb has been on the tail lately, so he's a must play. Definitely. We got a question. Rodney got a question. Jose, you want to go ahead and
Yeah. He says, better pair of back play to play is which one? Between Mostert and Wilson or Cook and Singletary? And then he wants to add and Swift and Williams to that. So I'll go first and say I like the Mostert and Wilson over Cook and Singletary, but I also like the Swift and Williams over Mostert and Wilson. Swift and Williams are playing Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota has that good of a defense to stop that type of, because both of them can catch. Swift and Williams, they do a lot of running and catching, right? Mostert does, he has kickoff return. He'll get some yards rushing. Not too many passing. Wilson does both. He'll get some catching and rushing. I would say the first one will be Swift Williams. Second one will be Mostert and Wilson. And then third will Cook and Singletary. Which y'all think?
That's my order too.
Yeah, that sounds all right.
All right. So Rodney got another one. He says between White versus Pierce versus Najee, choose one. Ooh.
I'm going with Najee. Pierce played Dallas, right? They're going to be down. I don't know how many carries he's going to get late in the game. Who's White?
Yeah. Rashid White, the guy from Tampa Bay. I'm going with Harris.
Yeah, I'm going with
Najee.
I'm going with Najee. He's going to get the work. Najee will get all the work.
He's going to get the volume, yep.
How about you, Terrence?
I got it.
You got White going against Tampa Bay. Going against San Francisco. Shut that down.
Have we talked about that game yet?
Nah, we're not even there yet.
Oh, okay.
We just went through 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I got this one right here. I don't know. I guess I'm taking Najee. Ugh, that's a tough one though. I mean, because I like definitely not Pierce. I take Najee or White over Pierce, but Najee first. But it's close.
I honestly got Harris first, Pierce second, White last. I think Pierce is going to get like about 60 yards on Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, he get a lot, man. Dallas run defense sucks, man. Like they keep acting like it's like getting better, but they're just putting up points on people and they have to get away from the run. But when people run, I think people average maybe like 4.5 on them, man. So they can be ran on. Definitely, they could be had. So I wouldn't be surprised if this game is closer than it's supposed to be. Then I can see Pierce getting 100. The problem is, I just think that they're going to get down, and they're going to have to get away from the run. That's the only thing. All right, next game up, fellas. Vikings at Lions, man. Good old, reliable, consistent Kirk Cousins, yo. Yo, ever since I was bigging him up about 3 or 4 weeks ago, yo, he just hit like a like he's been like the worst, yo.
I know ever since you called him out.
Yeah, man. It's been bad, man.
Is this the shootout of the week? Is this the shootout of the week?
Yeah, I think so.
Could be. That's a good question, man.
I think so. I mean, it's been projected. It says 53 to 20. It says over under is 53.5. It says Detroit -1.
What's the Miami one?
It's -3, 52.5 over under. I think it says Detroit is 53 and 53.5 over under.
God
So
dang it, what's Miami playing?
Chargers. Oh, you cut
Oh,
off
okay,
Chargers.
all right. Yeah, I think this Detroit Minnesota is the shootout of the week,
Really? You think so?
which means it's probably going to be 17-10.
Let me see.
Just
Kurt,
These both don't. It says over the last 6 games, Minnesota is 11th in the neutral pace and 10th in the neutral passing rate. Since
yeah,
week 8, the Lions are blazing in a path, ranking 7th in neutral pace. They remain 17th in neutral passing rate. And then, so while they play the volume, will help the passing department, this is still a run balanced offense.
yeah. I mean,
not point, the point, because it sounds like a shootout. Jefferson, Amon-Ra, it sounds like a shootout when you.
and the Vikings got one of the worst defenses in the league.
Both of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Detroit defense is playing much better than before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a potential blowout, man. I mean, not blowout, but like a shootout.
Yeah. Kurt, so since I talked Kurt up, what was that, 4 weeks ago? He hasn't been too bad. Like he got you 12 fantasy points last week, which is not good, but he gave you 27 with 299, 3 touches and a pick. 27 points the week before. He only had 2 points though. The week before that. That was that God, what game was that?
Washington.
Was it Washington? Nah, it was I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember. I think it was Philly. I think it was the Philly game. But then he had 2 points that week and 17 the week before that. He had 357 yards though. He had a touch, but he had 2 picks. So I mean, he Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins gonna do Kirk Cousins, right? Like you never know what you're gonna get, yo. You know what I'm saying? He's like a box of chocolates. As a matter of fact, that's a new nickname. Kirk Cousins' new nickname officially is box of chocolates, yo. You know what I'm saying, yo? Because you never know what you're gonna get, yo.
All right, so who's your play on these on the Minnesota, and then who's your play in Detroit?
We definitely got to go with Jeffries. You definitely got to go with Cook, right? Cook is in for the Vikings. And Detroit, again, it's the same thing. If you got the 2 running back combo with Williams and Smith, because Williams get all the goal line work, and Swift did a lot of like the pass catching duties. So I would try to play them as a pair if you could in like a deep team league and a 14-team league. And then that's it, man. Like I'm not touching nobody from Detroit. I was hoping that Jamison Williams would get a lot of reps, but I don't think he's really ready yet. So
he is. He's about to get some reps this week. You talking about the receiver, right?
Yeah.
I got him. I got him on my sneak play, like on my sleeper play.
Okay.
St. Brown, come on now.
Oh, my
of
bad.
course, St. Brown. I mean, you got.
I'm saying something for you, Terrence.
We talking about the rookie.
Okay, well let me I got somebody over the rookie, man. You gotta look at DJ Chark, man. He trending up.
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah, he like I got him in a couple leagues. It's just so many fantasy points in this game. It's so many. Look at everybody. All of them not gonna go off. I mean, you had Swift was one of the top running backs last week. Jamal Williams got the potential to be top. Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got you got Chark, Jefferson, Thielen been doing well.
Yeah.
And then this is a rival game. Hawkinson, I got him going off in this game.
Man, watch this joint be like 13-10 now. Watch me.
That's what I'm saying.
It can be 13-10. It can be 13-10, but a blowout in fantasy points. Because you can have Hawkinson with almost like 100 yards, no touchdown. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm with you on that. This is a fantasy trap game. It looked very, very. It looked very, very juicy, but then
in DraftKings they got Swift. They got Swift below Williams, right? Mm-hmm. But is it Williamson or Williams? I always get those messed up. Jamal Williamson. Jamal Williams, right? So I honestly think, man, so the rotation starting to switch back to Swift now. If y'all notice it. The last couple games, Swift been picking up on his rotation and his place. So I really think he's about to have a game in this game. I'm honestly, this would probably be a play that you play both of them, Williams and Swift, if you had an opportunity to, you know.
People though, you play both of them, St. Brown and Chark. Like somebody ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, but if it's a shootout, right? And they cover, so if this is a shootout and they covering, I'm looking at they're gonna get to the end zone. That's Jamal Williams, right? They're gonna get some sneaky 1 or 2 third down, 20 yards to Swift. I'm looking at those third down plays is gonna be Swift plays. Those red zone plays is gonna be Williams plays. So I see a lot of points coming from those two. We got a question from Rod. He said Jefferson and St. Brown, two most expensive wide receivers in DK DraftKings right now.
Yeah, so basically, don't touch him.
Who's getting your money?
over Tyreek.
Jefferson. Yeah, that's not even.
That don't sound right. Over Tyreek.
No, he said between those two, Jefferson or Brown.
Well, maybe it's because of the matchup, though, Terrence.
I'm gonna go Jefferson because I don't see no corners on Detroit.
Yeah,
that's gonna cover Jefferson.
We spent the whole 10 minutes on the Detroit Lions, Joe. Let's y'all ready to move on?
We ready to move on.
All right, Jaguars Titans, Joe. Titans favored by 3.5. I don't have the over under here. You got the over under?
Over under is 41.5.
All right, 41.5 over under. This is gonna be this is another one of those games, man. That's just like, what's up with Trevor Lawrence? Is he playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
He's on the list. Yeah, but he's gonna play. Man, ETN, man. I got ETN in the league, man, and like sometimes he's like a revelation, and then other times it's like, man, come on.
Nah,
like,
he's done.
Get the ball.
He's done.
Man, he be getting the Miles Sanders treatment, yo. It'd be like he goes for 110 and then he get the ball 4 times the like next week, yo. And the Titans.
Go ahead.
And the Titans run defense is pretty good, so you got the ETN matchup. I guess Lawrence is the play maybe in the flex or the quarterback too. Anything else y'all like from the Jaguars offense or?
Just Christian Kirk, and maybe Ingram.
How about you, Tom?
I got this game, so this is my thought process on this game. I always got some conspiracy theory. Last week, Philly blew out Tennessee.
I got you, Roddy.
I think Tennessee didn't really bring their A game because they knew they didn't need the game, right?
No, yeah.
They don't need the game, but they need this game.
They need this one, right?
They don't need Jacksonville catching up. Henry only ran the ball 13 times last week. I got him running over 25 times this week, 150 yards. And I got them covering. I think it's going to be more than 3.5. I think they're going to win probably by 7.
Yeah.
Something like that. I also got a sneaky play with what's his name? Westbrook from Tennessee, because Treylon Burks is out. And I can't think of his name right now, but it's another wide receiver from Tennessee who be popping up every once in a while. And I think he could have a good game with Treylon.
You talking about Westbrook?
Nick Westbrook IKN or something.
Him.
Yeah, because they got Burks and Boyd are both out. So we got Burks and Boyd are out. So that leaves them with only Robert Woods and Westbrook.
That's what you're talking about, Robert Woods? Sneaky.
Nah, I said Westbrook.
Oh, okay. Copy that.
And Cody Hollister should be their number 3.
Mm-hmm. So I got Tennessee blowing them out, and I got a big game from Henry.
Definitely.
All right.
So it's
the next one.
Lost the Eagles, Giants. Eagles favored by 7. Saquon Barkley. Oh no, I'm sorry. Saquon Barkley is he questionable, which is a huge blow for them. Yeah, how do y'all see this one going, man? Like the Eagles, man. It's not about
I got the Eagles losing. I got the Eagles losing this one.
Really? Okay, because I was going to say, like, it's not about the Eagles that still don't move. Huh?
They show some weaknesses, man.
Jose something crazy, then end up being right.
Right. Right, yo. But it's just the Giants don't have enough offense, though, man. Like they gotta, like, yo, the only way they manufacture offense is like unscripted runs with Daniel Jones. Like that's the only way that they get first downs.
Right.
And I don't know how that can be sustained, which you can't because they've been on a losing streak, but clearly. But yeah. So the Eagles offense, right? Jalen Hurts is a must play. AJ Brown is a must, right? What do you guys think about the Vontae Smith?
Must play.
Must play Devontae Smith?
Nah, man. Honestly, man, I think they're gonna shut down that whole game. The defense is sneaky good. So okay, so let's answer Ronnie's question because he says, is there any running back, any New York running back playable other than Saquon? Yeah, Daniel Jones.
He said Saquon is out.
No, because their backup is Breida. He's not. I mean, no. Breida right now, his for the year, he got 34 rushes for 112 yards, 9.3, 3.3 average, and 1 touchdown. Then you got Brightwell behind him. The next person who's next rushing leader is Daniel Jones with 522 yards. Yeah, the next playable running back is Daniel Jones. He's on that. They're playing the same offense as Bills, but they have a running back with Saquon. Now you take out Saquon, now you got Bills offense again with Daniel Jones playing Josh Allen type. So I got him. I got Josh Allen going. I mean, not Josh Allen. I got Daniel Jones going for 100 yards in this game, or close to it. Okay. But you got Slayton. I see Slayton going off. I see
I like Slayton in this game.
Yeah.
So Terrence, you said Smith is a must play, right?
Yeah.
16 fantasy point last week, gave you 102, 5,772 in the last 5 weeks.
That's must play this.
Huh?
Must play this week.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. I got him getting in the end zone. I think McLaurin did it to him. I just see how I think, Slayton. I mean, it could be AJ Brown too. You know what I mean? But I think that Smith's gonna get in the end zone. Don't ask me why. I'm switching right. Just my brain computing.
Gotcha. All right, we moving on. Next game, fellas. Ravens Steelers rivalry. What they call it? The old black and blue, vision, man.
This is a soft one.
He said it's soft.
They ain't the old. This is
they like
the banana pudding game.
Hey, look, this game. So you say that, right? This one of those sneaky games.
Oh yeah, no. Trust me, I got the Steelers winning this game.
Andrews, you know what I mean? Najee Harris.
I got the Steelers winning this game. I got Najee going off. I got Perkins going off and Pickett.
But what's the over on this game?
The over under this game is 37.5.
I would take the over. I think it's gonna be points. I think it's gonna be some points in this.
This is gonna be a kicker's game too. This definitely gonna be a kicker's game too.
So if you got the overturn, what players are you taking in this game? Are you taking Huntley?
I got Huntley rushing. Of course, Andrews touchdown. I got Huntley, there may be a rushing touchdown from whoever, Dobbins or whoever going to be out there. Najee Harris, fry move, Pickens. This is one of those games where I don't know if y'all know, but every time it's a game like this in this division, it's either Cincinnati and Cleveland, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, Baltimore and somebody else where the points just go crazy. And this is just one of those games where I see that happening. Just a hunch.
I got
But like
24-12.
everybody look at that Detroit Minnesota game, thinking that's the points, and it ain't gonna be that game. It's gonna be a game like this
Like Ravens Steelers.
that I'm gonna bring up when we get to the slate.
I'm about to say that. I'm writing down these notes. Ravens Steelers.
Oh,
We're gonna bring this one back up at about.
So my instantly came up with 24-12 on this game. I only got no touchdowns from Ravens. I got nothing but the kicker kicking 4 field goals.
Huntley getting in, bro.
No, I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just saying. That's what I see. I don't see nobody scoring on the Ravens side.
Hey, look,
I might be wrong.
real quick about this game. Word on the street is Terrence got unethical fantasy practices going on, yo. And it's related to this game, yo. You know, like that's what word on the street is, yo. I'm just saying. That's what the gossiping Joey told me.
You heard it here first, yo.
Heard it here first. All right, the next slate.
Wait, hold on. Before we move on, Terrence, dude, you know what I'm talking about?
Nah, what?
Somebody you got unethical fantasy joints going on right now.
You wasn't getting Huntley against me, brother.
Hey, so you did pick him up and drop him, yo? Hey, this joint's cost rising, like yo, like that joint. Yo, that joint almost caused a fight, yo. In my other league.
Hey, Roddy, if you out there, go ahead and get Purdy.
He already got him. I would rather play against Purdy.
Yeah, trust me, get Purdy.
Okay.
Yo, we was just talking about this on the Jets game. We were saying like, look, this season, man, the backups been honestly holding it down because they haven't had no like type of pressure, and all they have to do is just get it to the playmakers. You know, honestly, I don't see Huntley have too many playmakers except for Andrews on that side, right?
You don't think Duvernay a playmaker?
Nah, he's not a consistent one. I think he's good, but I don't think he's the.
I ain't even know Roddy noticed that, yo.
Roddy brought that up.
Yeah, yo, it's in the group text, yo. It's in the group text.
I was like, let me hold on to him until that waiver time, so I know I ain't got to play again. I'm trying to get into the playoffs, and Rodney out here trying to play spoiler. I ain't got time for that.
Right.
Man,
all right, yo. We got next game, Chiefs Broncos, man. This one is strange because the Broncos defense is all 11, but their offense is just putrid, man. The Chiefs ain't really been that, like, you know, Patty Mahomes ain't been looking like Patty lately. So how you guys see this one going from a fantasy standpoint?
Hold on, man. I was distracted.
The Chiefs only heard by 9, by the way, which I think is a little surprising.
Because their offense, because you're right, their offense haven't been really like clicking. So, right. I mean, Denver's defense is still good,
right?
And this is a conference game where they know each other, you know. So you got to put that all in an aspect. But I don't really like this game. Only one I like is just on this game is probably like Juju and Kelsey. Really, to be honest, on Denver side, I think Latavius Murray might do something. And I'm gonna keep saying Dulcich, the tight end from Denver. I think he will go off in this game, but
so I might have overly exaggerated the Patrick Mahomes fall thing. Like, I mean, he got 20 points last week, 19 points the week before. He threw for 329 before that with 3 touchdowns, gave 33, 331 with 4 touchdowns before that with 38 points, and put up 35 with 446 yards passing. So Pat Mahomes still Pat Mahomes, man. He just had a couple of average weeks, which made it kind of, look like, but his last 2 weeks been pretty pedestrian. But I mean, the problem with good defenses, to your point, Jose, like Denver, is that they keep putting or a bad offense is that it keeps putting your defense back on the field, and with a team like Kansas City, eventually, Pat Mahomes is going to put up points. That's the issue with that. When you playing an explosive team like that, with you got a bad offense with a good defense. But anybody you like on the Broncos side, Terrence?
Nah, like you said, Latavius Murray. He probably get some, but yeah, like you said, it's Rodney said it's Latavius Murray, an attractive cheap DFS play. Could be. I mean,
Yeah,
I
could be.
he's probably the only person on that offense you can trust. And like you said, Dulcich, I think with the way the tight ends look, you can definitely take a look at him too.
Yeah. So Jerry Judy comes back as well this week. I don't know what that means, but but he comes back.
Russell Wilson just not there this year, man.
Nah, he's not. And plus, it's a whole different thing, man. That whole offensive play, it's the coach too. I really think it's the coach. The coach just don't got it. Like when you see him, like you could just see his play calling. He don't got it. So I'm gonna bring up what Rodney said about explaining about Wolford, right? So I'm backup quarterbacks that's doing well in this league is doing well because of the supporting cast that's around him. You picked a Wolford for Rams, don't have a supporting cast. They don't got cut. Like I wouldn't even looked at him. Huntley at least has Andrews, has running game, and has like Duvernay and at least Deshaun Jackson. I mean, somebody who the backup quarterbacks that's doing well has a supporting cast. Look at on Mike White, he has a supporting cast around him. Other quarterbacks that's backup right now. Purdy has a supporting cast around him. Like those ones that Geno Smith supporting cast around him. I mean, you got to look at the teams that's around who has the second backup that's doing well. The ones like Mills, a sneaky play is Sam
Did we spell Wolford right?
Sam Darnold. He's a sneaky player because he at least has a supporting cast around him. Like
that game could put up some points.
Ronnie says, who finishes the season with more points from week 13 to the end of the season, Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson?
Man, what is this? Toilet bowl, man?
Let's look at supporting cast. Supporting cast. Who has a better supporting cast? Cooper, Peoples-Jones, Chubb, Wilson, Sutton, Drudy, and Latavius Murray. I'm gonna go with Deshaun Watson on this one because of the supporting cast, plus the offensive style coach. Wilson, no, I mean not this year for Wilson. All right, so you want to go forward?
Yep. All right, next game up is Buccaneers and 49ers. Now I'm looking forward to this game. It's gonna be interesting because there's so many unknowns, man.
They said Tom Brady's auditioning for the San Fran in this game.
Oh man, that's crazy. And is Brady back to being Brady? Like, what's up with Purdy? Like, is Purdy gonna be able to play the way he did last week? Now that they got a little bit of tape on him.
I let first and then I go after Jose.
Yeah, okay. So with Purdy, right? Think about Purdy. He's going to do well. Of course, he's a backup for a reason. Let's get that straight, right? But my whole thing about this season with the NFL, the supporting cast around him. He has weapons around him. He has an offensive coordinator who can play call, new scheme, stuff like that. He knows the Tampa 2 type of defense because he was built. He came from a Tampa 2 defense when he was down in Tampa Bay. I'm talking about Kyle Shanahan. Okay. So when you look at this, Purdy has experience from playing in the Big 10, Big 12 or something like that. So he has a running back in Christian McCaffrey where he can dump off easy as a safety valve. He also has a bruiser in Jordan Mason, which I think he's going to have a great game in this game. Then you have Kittle. I think Kittle's going to go off in this game right here because Tampa Bay's defense has let tight ends that's played against them at least 100 yards on them, like 103 or 104 or something like that. So I think when you look at new quarterbacks, their safety valve quickness, it's going to be Tampa Bay. I mean, not Tampa Bay. It's going to be Kittle. It's going to be the running backs that he's going to hit. And they also like to do little like screens and stuff like that. So I honestly see Ayuk and Debo having some good games too. Not like going crazy for 100-something yards, but like they're gonna go like 50 yards, maybe 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I'm really.
So you got Purdy having 3 touchdowns, pretty much.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
The third 3 or 4 touchdowns for Purdy, the third string quarterback. Jose.
Mike White's the 3rd string quarterback, right? Mike White was the 3rd string quarterback last year. He built himself up to the 2nd string this year, right? Purdy is the 2nd string this year. He has weapons around it, and he threw.
No,
Mike White had 300-something yards.
The 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah,
so
he's now the 2nd string quarterback.
3rd string quarterback.
He's the 2nd string quarterback.
Jose, you sound like a fan, yo.
Trey Lance, talking about?
Trey Lance is out. So you had
Trey, Garoppolo, Purdy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Went right down the line. It went right down the line. He's now the starter. He's not the backup now.
Let me get finished. I'm sorry to break it to you, Jose. San Francisco season is over with. It's over with.
Okay.
They not doing nothing. The NFL will not let Purdy beat Tom Brady in this game. Okay? I don't care if they got to go with the refs. Purdy will not beat Tom Brady. They got San Francisco as they giving them they got as the favorite by 3.5. Put your money on Tampa Bay, win some money because I'm about to. Purdy.
So what do you think Purdy's gonna get yards wise? How many touchdowns? Check yourself on this one.
It's 100, less than 170.
Check yourself on this one.
Less than 170.
New quarterback with not that much film tape on him. Right? New quarterback. Y'all brought it up. You and Ronnie brought it up about new quarterbacks coming in, how defense don't really know how to work around. You got that in the aspect. Look at the receivers around him. Look at the receivers and tight ends around him.
We saw him play last week. Okay, first of all, Ayuk wasn't doing nothing with Garoppolo. He started falling off a little bit. Okay, you got Debo. You know what I mean? You know, it's Purdy. It's not happening, man. Kittle got 0 catches last week. It's not happening, yo. San Francisco season over with, and Tom. And we just gonna see who gonna win that division because
I hear you.
Not be San Francisco. All right.
Man. Nick Bosa questionable for that game too. All right, let's
like this. I like this.
All right, let's. Yo, it's crazy because San Fran favorite, which is interesting.
It's favorite.
Yeah, by 3.5.
Put your money on Tampa Bay, yo.
San Francisco has the number 1 defense. Number 1 defense.
All right, we moving on past. We're gonna go on to the next one, man. Yeah, we're gonna keep that one in the back pocket. That's a 4:00 game, right?
Yep.
Less 20 yards for Purdy.
You keep that in the back pocket. All right, Panthers and Seahawks, man. Are we Panthers, man? Like, yeah.
This is a potential shootout right here.
Potential shootout. Thank you, Jose. We agree on that.
Yes. Over under is 43.5.
Seattle defense is terrible. Terrible. And Geno has been answering the call. Geno can put up. Now you talking about somebody who could put up 3-4 touchdowns this game. It could be Geno, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But not so fast, my friend. As Lee Coso would say, man. Metcalf and Walker were both limited. Metcalf was limited in practice on Thursday. So he looked like he's gonna play, but he might not be 100%. Does that change anything?
No, you still got Lockett on the other side. Lockett can go off for 180.
Lockett has starting to pick it up.
You got what's that? That's fast guy, Goodwin, Marquise Goodwin. When one of them went out, Marquise Goodwin stepped up.
So a good pickup might be, so if Walker don't play, Travis Homer is supposed to be the number 1 back for Seattle. Yeah. So that actually might be a good play for someone if you need a running back on the bench. Like me. Like, I'm about to go look right now. Boop! In real time. Yeah, so you got that.
Yeah, I
All
like
right.
Foreman.
I like Foreman on this one. Yeah, I do. I do
You know,
like Foreman on this one.
had a couple injuries during the week. That's the only thing I'm worried about with him is his injuries. You know, he could, hopefully he don't get out there and get hurt.
Who?
Uh, Foreman, he had a foot
Oh,
injury on Wednesday, held out of practice. But that's the only thing. But yeah, I like this game for some points. Sam Darnold trying to get a starting job. So I see DJ Moore catching a touchdown.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I see this could easily be, like a 28-24, something like that.
Makes sense. All right. You good with this one, Jose?
Yeah, I'm good with this one.
All right. Moving on down, Dolphins at Chargers. This is the one right here, yo.
Yeah,
Like,
this I like this.
yeah. This is the one, man. Looks like Armstead is gonna play for the Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 3. What's the over under, Jose, for this?
52.5.
Ooh. Yeah, man. Only my only issue is I wish that the target for Waddle has slowed down a lot in the last few
Watch
weeks.
this game. He's gonna go off in this game. Trust me on this. He's gonna go off in this game.
Yeah, I feel like I
They're
hope
gonna
so.
both of them. It's gonna be like 120 for Waddle, 100 like 50 or 60 for Hill. Them two gonna go off this game. It's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah, his last game he only had 1 catch, 9 yards, basically no fantasy points. The game before, 5 catches, 85 yards, no touch. 4 catches, 66 yards before that, no touch. He hasn't had a touchdown in 3 games. He had not since November 6th, where he had 5 catches, 85 yards, gave you 14 points. He hasn't been an explosive fantasy player, meaning over 20 points since Halloween, basically October 30th, where he gave you 8 catches, 106, and 2 touchdowns. That's the last real explosive day that he's had, which was crazy because they were on a record pace for the first like 7 or 8 weeks or so. But yeah. So you think this is the day that he gets back on track, Jose?
Yeah, the reason why I'm saying that is because Brandon Stokely, or I forgot the head coach. So he's from that whole, Shanahan, Mike, that whole tree. He's from that whole tree, right? So they know him. They know how he play. San Francisco just played them. So Mike McDaniel has tape on him on that defense on how to beat that defense. That defense is really not that solid without Joey Bosa, really. And the guy that came from from Bears.
Okay.
The DN. Khalil Mack, So they're not gonna get that much pressure as they was before. If they had both of them there, I would slightly go towards Chargers. But no, I'm gonna go with Dolphins on this one. And the secondary is not that strong. But I got Keenan Allen going off too on this game too.
You said who?
Keenan Allen.
Mike Williams supposed to be coming back, right?
I believe so. I didn't have him on the list.
He's not on the injury list, so it says the best news for Chargers that Mike Williams' ankle was not given an injury designation, so he's good to go for Sunday. Yeah, so he should be back.
Yeah, they about to be full go. And not only that, they also have learned. I think they've also learned, speaking for San Diego, that they have a lot of weapons on their team. Like Josh Palmer showed that he can play as a number 1 receiver. So you got Mike Williams, Josh Palmer, Keenan Allen. Then you also got Everett. Then you also got Eckler. Then now you also got a speed with Carter. Carter over there sprinkles in some. I mean, if they can understand that they have weapons and not just like if one's off, go to the next one. Right. If they can truly understand that their offense can go to another level, they're not there yet. They can't see it because they always had that before. Like last year, when one was out, Joshua Palmer stepped up.
So okay. So on like that point turn. So what do you think about Herbert, yo? Like moving forward. 3-4 touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got his, this the Herbert that we was expecting to be.
Got his 4 awesome now.
this year. I think he's set up to bring that Herbert out this game.
So according to fantasy numbers, hold on, I just had it up.
And this is prime time too.
This Sunday night.
Yep.
I think a year ago though, we thought he was going to be like the Mahomes Allen level. And as far as the fantasy player, man, like the last couple of weeks, so he's been okay. Like he gave you 19 fantasy points last week with 335 in the touch. 33 the week before, he gave you 3 touches. But 22, 13, and 13. So like he's definitely a QB1. It's just, he's not that explosive type of
but just think about that. He's been doing that without his top 2 targets.
That's true. That's true.
Now he got them 2, Eckler healthy, Everett coming on. Like I see in him being able to put up some points. A lot more options out there for him.
What's funny? If Dak Prescott put up these numbers, he would be called like a game manager or something, or Kirk Cousins. It's funny how the perception of a person changes.
Herbert has been a game manager this year. I mean, so I think he's definitely not up to what we expect, but let's see what happens this game.
Right.
Who, Herbert?
If he don't put up this game, then we could say, all right, he definitely is not where he's supposed to be, so.
No, and just for the record, like I do like him. Like I like him, but just off of the, prognostications of what they wanted him to be a couple years ago, once he went on that tear. But like you said, he really hasn't had a supporting cast there with him either, so he gets a pass. All right, final game, fellas. We working on an hour 10 minutes, but we all know it's really an hour 40 minutes because we spent like 30 minutes on on a bunch of whatever, man. Rodney missed the golden part of the man. He missed the whole prep, man. The prep was the best part, yo.
It was a lot that happened. We even got some nutrition in there, y'all.
Right, exactly, man.
Our fructose corn syrup is cheaper than applesauce. That's applesauce. It's all about money, but that's for another day.
Right. So last game on the slate, man. Patriots and Cardinals, man. Patriots, Jacoby Myers concussion. He's out. Damian Harris is doubtful. Their offensive lineman is questionable. The Cardinals have Rondale Moore growing. I guess he's questionable. Who else is out? That's about it for them as far as the offense standpoint. They got plenty of players on defense that won't be there, but I don't think we really care too much about the Cardinals D unless you're in a deep league. Patriots offense, man. You guys got turns. So you got anything to add on that? With the Patriots offense? Yeah.
Nah, I mean just the usual Stevenson. I don't really know who else you can trust. I mean, Patriots defense. They should do a little something. They always
the over under is 45.
Who the favorites?
Patriots by 1.5.
1.5, yeah.
So real quick, Terrence. I'm sorry, not to cut you off, Jose. The half point, they do that to go back to what we were talking about earlier, so that if you do push, you can't push. So meaning that now you
I don't even know what push means.
So push means if somebody's favored by 3 and the number lands on 3 exactly, no one wins. You or the house doesn't win.
Oh, okay.
If they allow that. If they give you a half point, then no one can push, Like you either win or you lose because you can't win by 1.5. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, my bad time.
No.
But yeah, so Patriots, Cardinals, so that's the Patriots side of the ball. Anything you want to add, Jose, on the Patriots side of the ball?
Like you said, Stevenson. I'm looking at Stevenson, probably Nelson Aguilera. But for Arizona,
you playing Nelson Aguilera? Where?
I'm not playing him nowhere, but he's the only one I see that's going to probably get some points. 'Cause you got Jacoby Myers. Oh, my bad, Parker. Sorry. I was seeing 11, but thinking about Aguilera, it's Parker, Devontae Parker. It's Devontae Parker and Stevenson that's going on. I don't know what. I just had a brain fart on that one, but yeah, Devontae Parker, not Nelson. I was thinking about 11 in my head, which was Devontae Parker, not Nelson Aguilera. But Arizona, I see Hopkins, Marquise Brown going off on this game. Dorich, I think he's also going to have a game. I honestly got Arizona winning this game.
Arizona only got 4 wins this year. I did not know that.
Yeah, I got them winning this game because they got their full weapons here. They got their full weapons.
I don't think Arizona's been a train wreck to me this year. Patriots are still in position to make the playoffs. So I see them just being more fired up about the game. So I got the low scoring, but I got Patriots pulling out the win.
Yeah, the Patriots pulling out the win. Who's scoring?
The same people who win. Defense might get a score. Stevenson might get a score. And then you get 1 touchdown by Mac Jones to somebody. I don't know who it's going to be. It could be your defensive guy. But yeah, I could easily see it being like 21-13 or like 17-10 Patriots or something like that. 2010 Patriots. Yeah, I'm not. I can see that Belichick is good at shutting down one person. So you shut down Hopkins.
Marquise Brown.
You can do Marquise Brown, but like he's still coming off that injury. He ain't since that.
Nah, this 2 weeks. This 2 weeks from the injury.
But I'm saying we ain't seen Marquise Brown go off since he been back. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But before he left, Hopkins wasn't even in the game, so we don't really even know how that's going to play out. Hopkins was still on suspension. So yeah, I definitely see the Patriots getting a win. Even though they coming off that bye week.
Right. What's the other thing too? What did Ronnie say? So, let's see.
That's it. We got any DFS plays, or we can shut it down?
Yeah, I got a couple things too before we go. Right. So I mean, you want to send a lineup? I'll send out a lineup right now for DraftKings. I got one for DraftKings. This is not the lineup I'm playing against y'all, so just
sure. Go ahead.
All right. So I got so this is my lineup. I got Geno Smith, Dante Foreman,
I like
Tony
that.
Pollard, Lockett, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Hawkinson, Swift, and Steelers defense.
I like that. Dang, that's.
I got another one.
Jose, he about to steal your.
This not my lineup between us.
I got a lot of those people.
So this is the other one, right? Kirk Cousins, Dante Foreman, Pollard, Jefferson, Lockett, Jameson Williams from Detroit, the rookie, George Kittle, I forgot his name, Knight from Jets, and Jets defense.
The Jets defense versus Buffalo?
Yes. Heard it now. Yes.
All right. Well, you said it last time, so I can't say nothing to you.
What you got? Y'all got any lineups that y'all want to say or no?
Yeah. Nah. I could have.
It's so happy that Terrence got out, huh?
Huh? No, I'm here.
Yeah. I'm just happy that I stayed woke for the whole hour and a half, yo.
Y'all there?
Yeah, I'm here for years.
Yeah, we here.
Y'all got any lineups?
Nah, I don't have one. Terrence is on the phone, so I don't know if he can pull his up.
Yeah, I can't pull it up, but I will say I got a lot of the same people. I got Foreman. I do have Cook. You ain't mentioned him. Cook from Buffalo.
Yeah, James Cook.
I got Dallas defense. I think they're gonna have a field day. Uh, who else I got? I got Gino in some lineups, Golf in some lineups, um, and yeah. So that's about. But yeah, my sneaky play I told you is the wide receiver from Tennessee and Chark. Those like two cheap wide receivers, and then Cook is a cheap running back. You know, so yeah.
So, yeah, man. That's it,
Uh,
man.
hold up, one
Okay.
last thing, man. We didn't talk about this. The Deion Sanders move.
Oh man,
You
that's
brought it
it.
up in the text. You brought it up in the text, man. What y'all think about the move?
Oh
No, y'all,
man.
man.
Huh?
He's talking about the window. So my initial
Oh.
reaction, man, was like, for real, you gonna just bait and switch for Colorado? But then as I gave it some more thought, man, and some more time, it was like, you know what, man? Like, you gotta do what's best for you, what's best for your family. I just don't like how much he hyped up he did hype up the whole like, doing it for the culture, building up HBCUs, like if we can do it here, we can do it anywhere type of thing. And then for Colorado, I just felt like it was like, okay, you're gonna take any Power 5 job that basically comes. But when I had time to think about it, so I love Dion, right? And I like what he represents, and I love his growth. So I'm not mad at him, man. I feel like, that was the best thing for him to do. I hope he has success. But my initial reaction, if I'm being honest, it wasn't positive. Like my first 10 minutes, right? It wasn't positive. But once I processed it and thought about it, man, I'm riding with Dion, yo.
Yeah, man. I'm the same way. I gotta support that man. I mean, just to have him out there, you know, uh, he gonna give a lot of kids opportunities that probably wouldn't have had opportunities. So all in all, to me, it's positive. I think somebody else said it best, where they was like, somebody else gotta, he already set it up at Jackson State,
Right.
so somebody else need to come fill in and take that position and keep it going for the HBCU. You know what I mean? But you can't tell that man he got to stay in the same place for the rest of his life.
Right.
He came and did what he said he was going to do. He built it up, and now somebody else can take the torch. So
Yeah, I agree, man. I definitely agree. I think when it first came out, I was like, man, I thought he was gonna do at least one more year, but I was happy for it. Like, because I think the time that he did, he brought a lot of attention to HBCUs.
yeah,
I think within that time,
Yeah,
he
see,
he brought up some stuff. He brought out some attention on both sides from the how they run it to what he go through. I think he brought it out a lot of times throughout the 3 seasons that he was there. But at the same time, he's brought sponsorships.
my only issue to that, though, right? My only issue to that is, does that leave with him, right? So did he really build up the infrastructure, or was his brand so big that stuff came for him? He's taking his top players with him. He's taking his son with him, right? So a lot of that is because he was there. I don't know if he was there long enough to build an infrastructure and to build a following to where that can carry on without him, right? Like it's like Duke, right? Like Duke is really Coach K. Coach K retired last year, and Duke brand is so big now that it can move forward without Coach K, right? Similar to how Georgetown was with John Thompson, right? Like, the brand is so big, but they really didn't have the resources because they were small private schools, right? But the branding is so big that they can move forward. I don't think Jackson State can move forward without Deion Sanders. I think they'll just go back to being a regular HBCU. I don't think that they build up long enough, yo.
I disagree on that, because it's going to take time to build that up. It's going to probably take a century to build that up, because what Deion did was
100 years.
Yeah, because you got to think about the whole nature of how people think, and you got to think about culture, changes the stereotype of HBCUs and stuff like that. Like, you gotta put all that in the aspect. You gotta change the whole mentality of how the NCAA look at teams like that. Right? They got players. They can get players. It's just the facilities. It's the facilities up to date. You know, he put a brand new facility on at Jackson State. So if Jackson State can find a coach willing to come in, that's like, let's say, if for some reason they were able to get a high name coach, it would still bring stability to the team. The team already has a name from the name that Dion brought. They need somebody to bring in that same winning culture. It won't be as flashy as Dion, but Dion already put a name on Jackson State. Anybody who never knew about Jackson State know about Jackson State because of Dion. You know, a lot of people can't name a lot of HBCU schools, football college schools. You know, it says, Hulk It Up says, Dion set a blueprint. It's up to JSU to move forward with the new foundation.
I agree. I say on that. I'm with that.
Yeah, I agree. So that's all I got to say about Dion. I'm okay with it. I'm for Jackson State, man. I really hope they find somebody who can keep it up and build on it. You know, if they sign, let's say Mike Zimmer came in and they happen to get Mike Zimmer as the head coach, that's still notoriety, that where he can get people in, he can get players in. You know, so that's my take on it.
All right. Well, Terrence gone, so I don't have nothing else to add, man. Like, yeah, it's been another show, man. Look, y'all missed the bomb burner. Too bad we had that behind the scenes for the first 10, 15 minutes of, you know,
right.
Live, man. It would have been a lot of jewels dropped. You know, it was real exciting, real and entertaining podcasting, man. But we saved that for the vault. We ain't put that on the recording, man. I don't know if they was ready for that. That was kind of raw, Jose. So
yeah, I don't think so. But for everybody, make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely.
Get the notifications on so we can try to build up our following. All right, to everybody. Nice show for y'all.
Take care from the DMV. Y'all be safe, man.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
All right.